Good afternoon, everybody. So I really want to get into the conversation about helping people. It's something I thrive on and I love, because when we help people, we step into the ring of all for me, if I pronounce it right, and it's such a wonderful thing to help people. And I think the way that I'm growing my own thought leadership or servant leadership practice is just putting out I say very special learning designs, very special content. If you follow me quite a lot, you'll notice that there's more engagement going on, which I've got quite a number of trophies for that on the top 1%. Really proud of that. But it's not about, this is me, look at me, I can do this. Despite all the skills and knowledge that I have, and I look at information every single day. I read a lot. I love reading. Reading is just so important for all of us. Yes, it is COVID-19. The vaccine's rolling out in the UK, but we need to be, think of other people. I think, respect to Jordan as a country. They've been helping some refugees, and I'm not saying other countries are not helping, but we have to think of those that sometimes don't have the luxuries that we have in this country. For example, climate change is really important at the moment, and we do have running water, so we know that water is very precious. But and respect to Bill Gates for the amount of people he's helped with the largest foundation, the Belinda and Gates Foundation is the largest in the world, and they spend about 6-7 billion, maybe more, I'm not sure, on different innovations and helping people around the world, which is amazing. So looking at things recently on climate change, because I think it's important that when you step into the ring of helping people, you take an overall perspective of what's going on in our world. And I feel that we're in a place now where we're slowly healing, because we have to think of all the lives that have been lost during this pandemic. How I'm helping people is through LinkedIn, the resources that I put out, which is number one, mental health, because if we're in bad shape up here, how can we help other people? So we've got to have a strong mindset ourselves, and that really kind of ticks the balance of, right, as a soldier, I've got forces experience. I haven't been on operations, but if you watched and followed me before, I've shared that before. In the armed forces, certainly the British Army, we train hard. Training is very good. Even recently, the British Army are reviewing their training systems, and we all need to step up to the servant leadership practice and use more of empathy and kindness. I'm not saying we get down on our knees and we bow down to people, but we, as Denzel Washington says, we turn around to the next person and we help those with our skills. Because being a teacher, and I wasn't a teacher for that long, I was a teacher for 4 or 5 years, and it was difficult for me because I had epilepsy at the time, and I had a lot of seizures, and I keep having to press the reset button of, I've had a seizure, I've been in the hospital 24, 48 hours, I go back into the classroom, which weren't very good for me. So we live in a world now where everyone's been hit by COVID-19, and it's going to be here for some time. We've never been able to eradicate all diseases or all pandemics. I think it's only measles or something, I can't remember now what Bill Gates said, but we need to step forward. And when you help people, and that's what I try to install in other people when I speak. When I was a teacher, trying to teach people is not just pass on your skills to others, is give them the ability to pass on the practice that you're teaching them, so that they can teach others, and then they can grow in leadership, because there's nothing more inspiring in life than to teach other people. It's such an amazing experience to see people grow, and through the new systems that I'm going to be designing, all the work I'm going to be doing on climate change, the brand I'm building, the people I'm going to employ. I'm growing the world's biggest brand, personal brand, and that means that I have value strong that helps all, and nobody gets left behind. And that's so important in life, to help others, and not to have this, all this racism. And I've been through it all. I know it's important. This topic. Recently, the UK government released this report, which I haven't read. People are saying it's not putting the tunnel through or shining light on racism. It's kind of sidestepping it a bit. So, I might have to look into that. But we need to rise up and hold hands together, help one another, and then step forward, keep stepping forward. Because in life, they say we only get one life, but I think that's the wrong attitude. The best attitude that I've learned in my life is to take, in some respects, take one day at a time, but realise your potential. Even when you've gone through the worst of the worst, and I've been through some pain in my life, you still have that ability to help others. And that's what's so wonderful. It doesn't matter what faith you are, whether you're a man or a lady or a child even, you can help others. So I encourage all of you to step up to the plate of helping people. As I continue to film this series, Walking in Health, Success and Stress. This is episode 32, and through my continuation of filming this, I'm growing as a leader, servant leader, serving others, learning knowledge, reading every day, and looking forward and keep walking forward. I need to take rest breaks, and as you do that, when you take your reflection breaks, which means basically using some of my worksheets you can find on my profile, go to documents, reflect on the hard times so you can move forward for the good times. So I'll say that again, reflect on the bad times so you can move forward for the good times. Okay, and you can do it vice versa, because sometimes in life we need to reflect on the good times so we're stronger for the bad times. I'll say that one again, reflect on the good times so we can move forward on the bad times. And that's really important, because like I said, we've got one life. We've not got one life, we've got more than one life. We've got I kind of changed that there, sorry, but we must remember that we share this planet. Climate change is important, and we need to be happy. And a lot of us, I've said, have been through pain and suffering, and it's really important that we reflect on that, take time out. We've still got to pay our bills, we've still got to walk forward, but if we do that in a sense of helping others, it's really good and important that we have the mindset of helping other people through even the slightest bits of helpfulness. I mean, someone drops a wallet, phone, and this is quite interesting actually, reference to the World Happiness Report. They did this international survey, and the way that they actually regard countries as happiness on a rating, they asked one question, I think I got this right, if you lost your wallet in that town or country, how likely do you think you would get it back? And the countries that scored the most were like Denmark, Sweden, and places like that, I think. And it kind of really, made me think that, that would be for me to do that person as an experiment, to put some money in my wallet and to see how many people would return it, how you track it, is interesting, because I personally, I'll tell you a story to, give it a little bit of context to this research. I was walking down the road one day, and this was in Harlow, Essex, many years ago when I lived there, and I found, I think it was a £10 note, or £20 note, I think. And I'm a Christian, I believe in helping others immensely. In my heart, I couldn't use that for my own advantage. I couldn't spend it, it wasn't mine. And I looked down the road, I was on a country lane, not like this, but next to the river canal, and I couldn't find the person. So I went to the pub, and no, I didn't buy myself a drink out of the money. There was a charity box in the bar, and all I could think of, right, well, I wedged the £10 or £20 note in there, and I thought to myself, if I do find the person, they come forward, which is a little bit of a way out, really. I said, look, I put it in charity box, and I would have just drawn out another £10, gave it back to them. But sometimes in life we have to do the best we can to help others. We might not have the money, we might not have the skill, but we can sure open the doors of kindness and empathy in our hearts and say, you know what, I don't have this, but I've got this, step this way. And I think, if anything, that is what coronavirus is teaching us. It's everybody out there at the moment suffering pain. When you are at your lowest in life and you step forward and you help others, already that one person, that one lady, you go to the train station and you just help that lady with the pushchair. COVID-19, I suppose you've got to do distance, but we can still help people. And it's only through that are we going to survive, because my recent analysis on climate change is that as this recent previous documentary on Netflix says, by the year 2100, sea levels will rise 4 feet, 6 feet, even with more climate change coming, even up to 20 feet. We're not all going to make it. Some of our children, the coastal parts, London will be under sea, some of it, and I think that's reality. So for me, my new objective is to grow as a servant leader, is to help others. And when I do that, then I've helped a lot of people. However, and I don't even sometimes realise the feedback I'm getting, or won't get feedback, just to know in my heart that I'm doing something that's good. Even this video series will hopefully inspire you to just be human, think of others, don't be greedy. One more story before I say goodbye. Yesterday I was filming and making this very small documentary about climate change and the local area, New Haven. And I was at McDonald's, not because I was buying food, but I was filming there, and it amazes me that the car park was just queuing up. People were coming down, and I thought to myself, well, if I just turned off the taps of you're allowed to go out and mix a little bit, and I thought, these people cannot wait to get into McDonald's. And no disrespect to them, because I had this documentary in my head about, it's called Cow's Piracy, and it's about, the main concept is how livestock is affecting climate change more than what we thought. And this is quite dated, this is 2014. And the rate that we're eating meat, we will eat most of, even if we're breeding more livestock, a cow, I think it's more than 6 gallons per day. It's something crazy. And those people queuing up for McDonald's have no idea. And that's the thing, even I'm guilty. Well, I wouldn't say guilty, but you know, we live in a world where we've got so much around us. You know, take away COVID-19, we're eating our planet. We're breeding livestock, too much livestock, that they need feeding, and the feed that we give them is actual waste and doing damage to the environment. And not to mention the water consumption, you know, that's the main concern. But you've got methane gas, which comes out of cows. And I think, you know what, I'm just gonna make my documentary, put that little thing out there, and then be kind to others, and hoping that all the work that I do will save the world, literally, because I'm on a mission now to load up, shape up, say hello to people, be thankful for what I've got, and be a light, be a Batman if I have to be. Batman, be a symbol, be a symbolic symbol to say, you know what, enough is enough, let's turn off the greed tap. And you know, greed is not a good thing. It really isn't. I'm just going to film backwards a bit, guys, because the light is a bit better. Hopefully I don't fall over saying goodbye to you, but it's important that we're thankful for everything we have in life. And I, for one, I'm grateful for everything I've got. I haven't got much. You know, I don't have loads of money and all that kind of stuff. And wealth will come, but I don't want wealth for me. I want wealth for the world, so they can live better. For the poor people, even for the rich people, they don't have to suffer the loss that they might have suffered loss with their loved ones. The world is, it's the lighting. The world is scary, I think. Really, I truly think that is scary in terms of just thinking about climate change, and not just that. But it is a happy place, you know. I think we have to appreciate what we've got. We've got so many good things coming and go and happening in our world. We've got, you know, children going to school and learning, and just, you know, the joy of, you know, helping others is in our hands. So I'm Stephen Fahey with you, founder of Learning for You on walking and health, success and stress. I hope you've really enjoyed this episode. As I be thankful for what I've got and what God has given me, and I know that it will help you. And even if you don't have faith, I love you and I'm here for you. And I just say to you, look, the time has come now for all of us to put our differences aside, to help one another, to be strong with one another, to put our hands on our hearts and just say, I'm here for you, I'm a servant leader, I'm here to help. Thank you so much, take care, I'll see you next week.